For more on the president's address, let's bring in CBS News political analyst John Dickerson. Joins us from Washington this morning. John, good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
I want to bring you in and get your take on some of the things we just talked to Majority Leader Cantor about. And let's start with jobs and the economy. If you've been out of work, would you feel any better this morning after what you heard from the president last night?
Well, not to the extent that you could go down to the employment office and ask for something new that you heard about last night. But of course, the president can't really deliver that, and that was one of his problems in the last election. But if you were listening, or if you're hearing the reports this morning, you heard that the president talked a lot about jobs and about creating a condition where there are more of them and that they will be here for a long time. And so, to the extent that people want the president to talk only about jobs, and that's what the polls show, he did that a lot. And so I think in that way, people probably who are thinking about jobs will have liked what they heard.
All right, talked a lot about jobs, not so much about the deficit. And no real talk of reforming Social Security or Medicare. And like we just mentioned to the Majority Leader a second ago, do you think the president and did the Republicans in their response miss an opportunity here to at least kind of jump in a little bit?
Well, it depends. As a political matter, the White House, clearly wanted to kind of meet the minimum threshold on deficit reduction, but then push this larger message of optimism and job growth through investment. So you could see a case in which if he's talked too much about spending, that would have obscured that message. Mitch McConnell, the lead Republican senator, said, I wouldn't talk about entitlements in the State of the Union either. His argument was this is such a difficult issue that the parties have to work behind the scenes, and that's really the way this is going to get done. So the president didn't lead on the issue, but now the question is whether he'll lead behind the scenes and in the coming months.
Let me ask you this. This is a quote from the president last night. What comes of this moment will be determined not by whether we can sit together tonight, but whether we can work together tomorrow. So with last night's prom atmosphere, was this a one-night stand, or is this now the beginning of a budding relationship?
Well, I think it will be, it was symbolic, and that's fine. And that symbolism might continue. And we certainly heard from Congressman Cantor that he's willing to meet the president halfway on some of these things that President Obama outlined, corporate tax reduction and some of these other issues. So the civility in the exchange of ideas will probably continue. But as the president mentioned, the clash of ideas and the arguments and the different philosophies, those will continue, and those we'll hear a lot about those in the coming weeks.
All right. John Dickerson for us in Washington this morning. John, thanks. Good talking with you.